Alison. Lovely to meet you. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is crazy to me. My eyes just decided to water. So that's just great. That's just fantastic. Oh dear.
Don't worry. I was clipping horses all morning, so I'm covered in hair, so I could be itching my whole way through this. So
that's fine. That's absolutely fine. So how are you today?
I'm good. Excited. Nervous.
Good. Yes, I'm exactly the same. I've had really bad anxiety all day. Because obviously last time we were meant to talk, it couldn't happen because of internet problems, and you know that sort of stuff happens all the time. But if you're anything like I was just like, oh come on, you know, it was sad because I was so hyped for it, and then it just disappeared. But yes, like I said, I've been doing this since August the 10th, and it's just mad to me how now I'm speaking to you, and it's like, oh my god, someone else wants to talk to me about it. This is crazy. This is mad.
Yeah, it's very mad, but I think also it's very exciting because you don't know how it's going to go, and you don't know how many people are going to join in, and you don't know how they're going to react. And when they give you such a positive reaction, like, oh my god, I'm doing something right.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I'm very, very thankful that you're here. It's really nice for you to join me. I'm sorry, my mum has just come in, and my cat is staring because she knows it's tea time. Go on in.
You don't worry.
So yeah. So anyway, when were you diagnosed with dyspraxia?
I was diagnosed December 2019. I think I was 17, and I was like a couple of weeks from turning 18 for my leaving cert. So like your GSEs or whatever it is, the equivalent. So for my leaving cert, I had to get I got grant for a laptop and a room of my own because of dyspraxia. So I had to we're fighting for it, which is great. Oh, hello, bro. So I got my diagnosis in December, I think it was 2018 or 2019.
Oh, hello. Oh,
this is Granny stuff, Dave.
Oh, it's lovely. Are you gonna do it? Are you gonna talk? No. Yeah, I mean, how much do you know about my story? Do you know anything about me at all?
I have heard bits and pieces, but I wouldn't be very like active on Twitter or Instagram due to the amount of my workload. Yeah. But when I do see a lot of your tweets and stuff, which actually makes my day reading.
Oh, that's super sweet. Yeah, I was diagnosed when I was 4 or 5. I think the problem at the moment is people that are adults that are diagnosed with it. It's not really people aren't really helped. Because I mean, when I was younger, my mum wasn't helped at all. She was literally left to her own devices, which made my mum go into a very dark place. And of course, you know, you don't know what you're doing as a dyspraxic. You know,
no, you don't.
I've been pulled over by policemen before because they thought I was drunk. Because I don't walk properly, I'm flat-footed. It's just misconceptions really that people still don't get it, and it's incredibly frustrating to me how we live in a world where dyslexia is understood but dyspraxia is not.
Yeah, especially because when I was a child, I was actually diagnosed with dyslexia. I was severely dyslexic, but I'm not in. The dyslexia diagnosis overtook the dyspraxic one because I actually contacted the person who diagnosed me with dyslexia, and she goes, hang on now, thinking back for this dyspraxic one, they're like, oh yeah, actually I think you're more dyspraxic than dyslexic, but we can only get you accommodations for the dyslexia. Because even though I was prone to fall over, I wasn't apparently as prone as I was supposed to be if I was to try and get one as a young child. I don't think also it was well known, because if that was the case, I probably would have got to use we had like a fire escape stairs, and we had normal stairs. These normal stairs had gaps in between. So I kept falling up them because I was looking through them instead of up. So I used to they used to make me go in the lift that was only there for wheelchair users, and not lucky enough, but look like as well that there was no users in school, so I could have not like free access to it or whatever. Or I could, if I had to, I'd have to use like fire escape and stairs, and they're steep as well.
Yeah.
So at one point I used to kind of refuse going upstairs until they let me use the elevator or take my time going the back way up, because I wouldn't have gotten anything done otherwise in primary school going into secondary.
Yeah, I mean, I was always falling over at school. I once had a pair of these really nice boots, and it wasn't that small, by the way. I was in school, so that could have been bigger. I can't see what I'm doing over the
Don't worry, I know what you meant.
Oh dear. I mean, this is going well, isn't it? Yeah, so I wore those boots, and I thought, I thought I was amazing. But of course, wearing high heel boots and being dyspraxic, they don't go well together. So I fell flat on my face, which was interesting. Yeah, I've fallen over a lot. Even here, I fall over phantom lumps in the carpet. And so now my parents are like, oh, she's fallen over again. It's that one lump in the carpet, isn't it? They just laugh at me now. Once upon a time, I think that would have annoyed me. That would have upset me. But I think I've learned to accept it now. It's like, always
it's more like, oh, I've fallen again. Oh no.
Yeah, I know.
Like I can't be trusted with chairs in my room, so I'm currently sitting at a kid's toy, like little moped thing. Like I would show you, but I feel like if I stand up, I will fall flat on my face, even though I'm probably that far away from the ground. Maybe at the end of Zoom, I'll stand up and I'll show you. Just like,
oh wow. And
the funny thing is, my room is all black and grey, as you can kind of see, in kind of bluey colours. This thing is bright pink. So if I don't fall over this, or if I don't happen to fall over, it'd be a miracle because of how bright it is.
Oh wow. Oh, that would be something, wouldn't it? Just to see you 1 minute being there and next minute being completely gone. That would be hilarious.
Well, I have a pillow on the seat because just to give you a bit more height, and so I could fall off the pillow at some stage, just Zoom call. So it'd be great for that. Be brilliant for this interview, wouldn't it?
Well, people would laugh along with us. That would be the point. Let me just close my door.
Oh.
Hello, everybody. Hello. Close my door. There we go. Sorry, my parents have just got in from work, so yeah. I'm always falling over things. And the other thing is the belt. The belt loops on your trousers. I always get caught around my door handle. How do we do that? I don't know.
That's why I don't wear jeans.
Yeah, I have to applaud you for that. The only thing I feel comfortable in are jeans.
Well, to be fair, I do get stuck in the door with my body warmer because of how big the sleeve is or the pocket.
Yeah.
But I think that's the new normal though with everyone, especially if you have big, giant, oversized jumpers and stuff, you're going to get caught in more.
Yeah, this is the thing. I mean, as my mum always says, if I get my belt caught, if I get caught on the door handle, I won't work out in my head that I can't move forward because the door goes with me. Yes. And it's like, what's going on? I'm not getting anywhere fast. I'm just
like, oh no, I'm stuck.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's just ridiculous. But yeah, I'm always falling over and things like that. And it's incredibly embarrassing, but I think people are used to that now. Yeah. I mean, I've had some, I can laugh about things now, but I've had some really rough parts of my life. Have you had anything happen to you where you were disregarded because you were dyspraxic? Or
that was kind of me going in the first to third year of secondary, because I didn't have a diagnosis. I was kind of bouncing off the walls. I started assuming I was kind of autistic or ADHD. I didn't pay attention. I just School wasn't great for me at all, even with the diagnosis. Like first to third year, I did French as one of my subjects. I didn't do French. I sat there in class and did fuck all. Sorry if that can't be in. Yeah, I did nothing. I just sat there and I used to get out of class, and teachers had given up on me by third year. I was in ordinary level French. I failed it anyway my junior year. I also got the NORIC state exam. I don't know if you guys have that.
No.
Okay, I think it's your GCSEs are a kind of mixture of them then.
Oh right, okay.
So like it's our way our secondary works is first, second, third year, and the third year exam. Fourth optional year, that's our work placement year. Fifth year, sixth year, and then the 6th year state exam. And if we fail that state exam, we can't go on to do driving, any other state exams like driving or anything like that. So I just scraped past that, thank God. Yeah.
I mean, I don't drive. I do remember when I was younger, my mum and dad took me to Legoland, and they had like a little mini car, and I passed, and I was like, whoa! And the older I got, I thought that actually meant something, that medal. And then when I found out it was just for Legoland, I was not happy. I was not impressed. I'm just like, what do you mean? I did that for nothing? I stopped at the traffic lights. I was like, yeah, it don't mean nothing. Oh my God. I don't think I could drive. I don't trust myself to. Even my mum's like,
well, well, I'm trying to do my theory test. I'm trying to start the process of driving. So I do go in nearly every month, once a month, to go in and do my theory test. I'm going on to my 5th theory test, and I can only get, say, 5 wrong. So there's 4 questions, and I have an average between 35 and 40. I'm getting 31 to 34 each time. And I'm so close, but yet in work they allow me to drive these green machines, which are like for lifting stuff.
Right.
Like, there's a speed, I think the fastest it goes is probably 50, maybe 20 kilometers per hour. And yet somehow I've not tipped over, and another lad in work who's not dyspraxic and probably has no idea what it is, has broken it and caused more damage than I have, which I think is a brilliant thing. Because
absolutely, yeah,
I can drive that no problem, because it's literally a backwards reverse pedal, a forward pedal, and then on the side it has a steering wheel, and then on the steering wheel it has a spinny knob. No way, some people use spinny knobs. Yeah, so I can drive with that, or I can drive it like a normal car. And then for the speed, it's a lever that goes back and forth. And then it also has another lever that's like that, and you move it back and forth for it. There's a handle thing on the front of it.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, I can drive that no problem, but I can't pass my theory test, which is basically the same thing, just one more pedal and gears.
Oh, see, I'd be like looking at everything and going, what does that do? What does that not do? What does that do? I'll press it anyway. And I would be awful at driving. I don't
to be fair, I'm like that sometimes. If I haven't been on the machine in a while, I do be freaking out. Or if I haven't been up on the machine, there's a few different dials, but I can recognize one of them, no problem, even if it's not on the machine anymore. It's a seat warmer.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd probably be exactly the same, love. I'm just like, I know what that does.
Yeah, no, I was playing around. I found the light switch. I found turning on the ignition, and I found the seat warmer.
One day you'll find out you've got one of those things that's an ejector seat, and you press it and you're like, oh, I know what that is now.
Oh, I think that would be brilliant, because it's stuck in one position. Like, instead of it, sometimes you're supposed to be able to move forward and move back according to your height and all that, like an actual car.
Yeah.
No, our lever is stuck. So one of these days I'm gonna be on it messing with it, and the thing's gonna come off and like, oh.
Yeah, be something out of James Bond, wouldn't it? Like, look at my car.
I wonder what this does. Explosion in the background.
I do buses. I do walk occasionally, but I'm not very steady on the feet. I mean, since pandemic,
yeah,
I am wobbling more. The other day I was with my best friend, and we were standing at our local Asda, not sponsored, and I was sort of doing this backwards and forwards, and it was bad as a kid, but it's become worse, and I don't know if that's because I've got older.
Yeah,
you do get worse when you get older, so they say. But yeah, I was just doing all this, and it was really scary because I thought I was gonna fall backwards or fall flat on my face.
I'm very grateful that my work has kind of understood what it means and what could happen, because I work in racing yard and I'm there about 3.5 years, or just over 3 years. And I've been lucky enough to go to Kelso racing one year. I think it was last year. Yeah, it was last year before the pandemic. January, I think it was. And what happened was I went to Kelso and I was at the race course. That was grand. And we put the horse down. We had a few snooze, and I went back to the yard checking the horse. And I opened the door, walked into the horse thinking that this is another like windy bit to get to the stable. The horse, I fell flat on my back, and my horse looking down like, oh, you're down there.
I'm sorry, I've just got this image of this horse on two legs going, oh.
No, like, you know, in those cartoons where they run into something and they're like, do the cartoon plank and then they're down, and the horse or someone's like down like that over them in the cartoons. That's what it's like for me. So I looked up and there's this horse looking down at me, snicking my face. Got up, checked the horse, that was grand. Then I closed the door. If I close the gate or anything, I have to twice or 3 times to check and take a photo. That's how bad my memory is. So I went back, checked, took the photo, that was grand, went off, came back. They locked the door. The horse is standing in the stable with the door closed. I just had left closed it over, but I didn't actually close the door. Thank God the horse was too tired from the 8 I think it was 8 hours of traveling. Was it 6? Okay, no, sorry, 6 hours on the far side from Pod to Kessel, an hour from where I am in Kildare to Dublin, and then there's a 2 or 3 hours in between on the ferry. So what's that about? Just like say 9 hours. I think that's roughly. So in the 9 hours he's been traveling, walking around in the box thing, and he is just standing there like, human, what are you doing with yourself? That wasn't the worst bit. Then I went to I think it was either Asda or Tesco's. I don't know what they had. Went in, brought the horse lorry, had to pack in the back of the thing, was just walking. I tripped over my own feet, and then because I also have hypermobility, so sometimes when I walk, my foot turns in. So obviously it's side be the day where it turns in. So I'm walking normal foot like that, your one's in like that. I went over like that, caught myself. I was still walking, realized what happened. I'm like, the co-worker was laughing at me. I was laughing at myself too.
Yeah, you have to.
So I went inside. I think do you guys have a Greg's? Is it Greg's?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think
it was a Greg's, or it was just a shop. It was like a little cafe. We had breakfast that was grand. Okay, so the Irish people is, no matter where we go, say it's England or wherever, we'll get our Panadol, we'll get our paracetamol, whatever, because it's dirt cheap over in England, say. So I bought a couple of boxes, the limit I could get on my own, and the thing. And like, again, my co-worker is like, what the fuck are you doing? Because whenever I go to England, it's usually to Centre Park, it's usually to Longleat, Centre Park, because that's all I've ever gone to. I'll stop in Bristol the way over to see family, and that's it. And then we'll go and we'll pour all our medication, and that's it. We came back.
Wow.
That was grand. Went back home, back to the yard, checked the horse, had another nap, and then we went out for a meal that evening. Went to a shop. That was grand. I saw a 36 packet of cream eggs. Again, looked like a hoarder. I loved them. I was walking back to the car, fell flat on my face, and instead of protecting myself, I protected my cream eggs.
Oh, you sound exactly like me. I'm sorry. Food comes first before. If I fall flat on my face and I've got food, sorry. I'm going to food.
36 cream eggs for like a $5. It was 2 packets. Like, it was 2 packets of whatever it was. Yeah. And I was like, I'm getting these, and everyone was looking at me like, what's wrong with you? Because like, we don't get cream eggs here anymore. Cream eggs is a seasonal thing.
I'm with you. I'm not over keen on cream eggs, but the caramel eggs, Yeah, I'm sorry. If it was up to me falling or the car on my legs, I'm gonna fall. I'm gonna fall flat on my face.
But like I was falling flat on my face, somehow turned myself around so I fall on my bum.
Yeah,
That's skill.
Yeah, I know that is skill. That is definitely skill. Very much skill. Yeah.
And my coworker was like, "Oh, I didn't record it." I was like, "You have to record everything around me."
Yeah, I mean, the amount of things I can tell you about the way I've fallen over, or what I've managed to do, or even what I've managed to say. Oh my God. I once said that there was a goldfish on the roof, and I had my mum stare at me, and she's like, "Goldfish? Yeah, on the roof. Do you mean goldfish?" Yeah. That's what I said. It's not what I said at all.
It's definitely one of those things with dyspraxia, slurred speech, because my speech goes, and sometimes my speech goes, I make up new words. So one day, as a younger child, undiagnosed, I went to a park. There was a seesaw, a swing set, and one of those climbing things. And I went to my mum, can we go on the swing spot? And she goes, the what? The swing spot. And she goes, "What do you mean by that? The swing?" I was like, "No, the swing saw, pointing at the seesaw." So I can't go to a park now again. Really
cool. Bless you.
Swing saw.
Oh, I'm gonna put that in the dictionary. I'm gonna make sure Oxford Dictionary knows please for.
And then please put a picture of me beside it, because like that is, I think that's what a seesaw should have been called, a swing saw.
Yeah. That sounds much better than a seesaw, I must say. Maybe they named it.
And it's so much more fun to say.
Yeah.
It's more fun to say.
Yeah. I mean, when I was younger, because obviously I had speech therapy, I had physiotherapy, I had psychotherapy, and I couldn't say squirrel. I could not say squirrel. No matter how many times I tried, it was swirl. The Q just disappeared. It was swirl. It was like, "Oh, it's so cute, swirl." I was like, "Oh, shut up." You know, I had my parents sort of go, "Oh, aren't you cute?" Because my dad once asked me, what comes after the letter C? And I said side, and he went, "Oh, that's so cute. I want to pull your cheeks around." I was like, "Oh, go away."
But I also make up other words. There is, you can try and guess some of them, and like if people at home want to as well. Temporarily.
Oh, temporarily, yeah. I can say it just about.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon. I can say cinnamon. I cannot say Neapolitan, like the ice cream. Neapolitan. I have to put an extra I in it. I have no idea why. It's just always stuck with me.
I call it Napoleon. I don't call it that. I just keep calling Napoleon. I didn't know what it's called.
Okay, I'm gonna die on this podcast.
Just getting dirty looks. Oh my God.
Oh, that's great. See, you're learning about yourself as well. Oh
my God. Where's my red card? I have a red card from the Dyspraxia Foundation in Ireland. I got a red card.
Oh.
And so you guys have a blue one. I think if you guys have the blue cover, we have a red cover.
Yeah.
And if I get pissed off, I hand my red card.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny. It just shows you, doesn't it? The English language. I mean, I've always been pretty good with my words. When my mum and dad used to come back from work, I used to be in the playpen reading the newspaper when I was about 3 or 4. And my mum's like, you know, you can read upside down, you can read back to front. Yeah. How do you do it? The answer is I don't know how I do it. And my mum's like, never play a game of Boggle. I don't know if you have Boggle in Ireland.
Yeah.
My mum's like, I'm not playing a game of Boggle with you. You'll end up seeing the word before the dice even stop.
Yeah.
So that's it.
I actually find that I'm better at like puzzles, or say on those like apps you can get, like where you have to put the pieces into place. Like there might not actually be an actual puzzle, but it'd be like those kind of piece of games. Or you get this game, I know you guys have it over there, it's like a card game on a board. It's like a 12 by, maybe it's a 7 or 8 by whatever, 8 or 9. And then you have all these different colour cards and you have to try and get one certain card out.
Yeah.
So I can go through the hardest ones. I'll start with the hardest ones and I'll have no problem. And then I can start going down and down from the intermediate, from the advanced, expert, advanced, intermediate, beginner, baby. And I have them all done. I'm like, I've done today. I'm like, done. My mom goes, okay, next one. I was like, no, I'm done. I actually find that I'm better with puzzles and stuff like that. So especially, I just find those ones easier. So one day my mom gave me a puzzle to do. I have a 1,000-piece one. I still won't finish because I lost 2 pieces, and I'm determined. I want to finish them, but I can't, and it annoys me. So I went out and bought myself another 1,000-piece one, and I haven't started yet because I know if I start it, I'll lose the pieces.
Wow, that's dedication, isn't it? Good God, that is dedication. Just get another puzzle just to find 2 pieces that were missing. Yeah. Oh wow.
Because the plan was originally, when I was done, to put the puzzle up there instead of that poster, because obviously you can tell that I'm a real horsey girl with my poster there and my horseshoe here. And all my photos of me with horse.
I can see those. I saw those when you came on. Yeah, they're lovely.
So books, Harry Potter is down here.
Harry Potter wallpaper.
Doctor Who's. I have TARDIS and Doctor Who along there somewhere and down here. My wardrobe is the TARDIS. I'll show you after.
You've got a TARDIS wardrobe.
You've
got a TARDIS wardrobe. Are you kidding?
Okay, I can show you all of it. I'll show you the top half.
Oh, that is so cool.
Yeah.
It's so cool. I don't have anything like that. I do not have anything like that. I want to move to Ireland. I'm going
my mummy's friend, he's a kind of does all the spray painty stuff, and he did it for me, and I didn't notice. I came home from work one day and it was there done for me. And then for my birthday, for my 16th, I got a TARDIS cake. Somehow I ended up falling into it after all the photos were done, and then I fell into the cake. Was that on my 18th? No, that was I think that was my 16th.
Wow.
Yeah, 16th. It was a TARDIS cake. After all the photos were done, when we were about to cut the cake, I fell into it, and it was a chocolate biscuit cake, and I had a nice little bruise there.
Yeah.
A couple of weeks after that, my brother frightened me, and I have a scar along there from where I burnt myself off to things. I have a lot of different scars. You can tell how clumsy I am. And now when I was a child, my sister dared me to, I don't know if you actually broke any bones, but I have broken bones. I had a hairline fracture in my wrist because my sister pushed me off the swing twice.
Yeah, I never had that because I don't have any siblings. I'm literally the only child.
Don't. As a child who comes from a family of 4 children, don't.
Oh, you're going to get a little dull when I go, aren't you? Pins in it. Yeah, no, I'm an only child, but it was difficult growing up as an only child because I didn't have any friends to really speak of. You know, at my junior school, my friend, I say friend in inverted commas, she was pretty much like the it girl. Everybody was around her, and she knew my condition, and she used it to her strength. She used it to her advantage. And it took me a very long time to work out what she was up to, because she actually came to secondary school with me as well, and I was sort of like her puppet and she was my puppeteer. And she once had a sleepover, and it was a pizza sleepover, and I was like, oh, pizza, I want to come. And she didn't invite me, and I sort of stood in silence. I said, you know, I've not been invited. Well, I don't want any of my other friends to catch what you've got. I was like, oh, dyspraxia is not catchable. It's something that's inside me. I was born with it, you know, and she just didn't understand it. And I think the the process of it, people still don't understand it even now.
Yeah.
They're still scared of it. I've had jobs where they've gone, "You're dyspraxic, don't want to know." And it's just, yeah, it's horrible. It really is horrible. It's been really crap, you know, because I went to a local council as well when I was with the job centre. They said that I was eligible for a bus pass. I was like, okay, because I was, you know, dyspraxics are seen as disabled. So I went down to my local council and the lady looked me up and down and she went, "You're not disabled, you can't see it." And I'm just like, are you kidding me? Are you absolutely kidding me? And that's pretty much how I've been treated, to be honest.
Yeah. No, I could technically, if I want to apply for a payment off the government, but I'm not going to. Like, I'm getting myself money. I have an extra little job on the side that I clip other people's ponies, and I get paid to do that. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is saving up some of that money to buy myself new clippers, new shears, because I have 6 clients at the moment. Obviously, I'm not doing them. I usually try and do them on a Monday or Friday when I'm not work. Or I don't work every weekend, so every second weekend I work. So the other 2 weekends a month, I'll go off clipping then. That's the plan anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm lucky enough that I'm after coming up with this idea to make money for myself outside of work, because I went part-time. I used to be full-time work, but I had to go part-time because I had a mental breakdown at work because my boss just ran me down to the ground. I used to look out 20 something stables. I used to water more than that. We don't have automatic water troughs in our place. We have to fill up by hand with buckets. Her children had ponies there. They now have not 7. They had 5 at the time. I also had to look out them. And then as the flat season came to an end and the jump season would start, I'd have to go clipping. So at the moment I'm clipping again. Like, I'm grateful to clip so I can learn. But also I'm more prone to cutting the horse because these blades are so sharp. Like, they might not cut meat or skin straight away, but they will cut skin.
Yeah.
So if I'm not careful in certain parts of the horses, I will cut them and I'm in the run, I can burst an artery. So I'm lucky enough that I can take my time, especially at this quiet time of year, because we're a dual purpose yard, that I can take my time and get through the horses, because one of the years I had to take myself off it because I was getting so stressed and so tired that I was cutting horses left, right and centre, and that's not good.
Yeah.
And they do have their healing properties like us, but it might take a day or two longer in some cases. And I was just freaking myself out. That's so bad. I had a panic attack and had to leave work for a month. And even during that, my boss was calling and texting me to see when I was coming back, because apparently they're so short staffed. Sure, all I was doing at the time was taking care of her little precious ponies. I was watering them, I was mucking them out, I was feeding them, I was showing them out to the field by myself. When you have 5 ponies, it's very exhausting, especially when you have to do multiple trips.
Yeah, I can understand that.
So at one point, I got a lunch line which is about 20 feet or so long, and I'd put the ponies on it, and what I did was I'd have 2, so I'd have them going through their head collars, so I have a bit of distance away from each other, but I can still hold on to all of them. So you see me strutting down the yard, and it looks like I have these 2 big wings of ponies following me. It was great. And then I used to have this little pony. He was so good. He knew his job. Like, he walked out to the field, enjoy his time in the field, and come back in. Didn't need a head collar, didn't need a lead up, didn't need anything. He just stand beside you, and if you had food, extra bonus, he might trot alongside you. He was brilliant. And I just couldn't work. I had to take breaks. So I'm now part-time since February. So I do 3 days during the week, and then every second weekend. So I do from 8 till 5, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then Saturday, it's 8 till 12, and then come in back in about 2:30, 3 o'clock, so 5 o'clock. And on Sunday it's 8 till 11, and I might go racing somewhere. So I've actually been very lucky that I've gone to some of the big places in Ireland. So I went to Punchestown, I went to Leopardstown, I led up in Sligo, Galway, Kelso. Kelso was the highlight of my racing, because I got to experience I had to meet some like nicest people up there, and lead up, and they take care of you up there. They welcomed us in, and they had it on the radio or in the announcements. And we'd like to welcome the Jessica Harrington crew, or whoever crew we were part of. I was like, oh my god, this is how everyone feels at race. I'm like, oh, right. It was such a lovely experience that it's worth it. It just be worth it with Dyspraxia at the end of the day. Like, I'm so happy with my job. I've had I've led up 11 or 10 or 11 winners. I've been lucky enough I haven't fallen my face during any of them yet.
I like the way you said yet.
Yeah, but I've led up in the pre-parade rings, which is where, okay, so the way race course works is, what you see is the parade ring, which everyone stands around and looks the odds, like possibly the odds, and see a horse in the parade ring. So there's usually a pre-parade ring, there's a small parade ring beside it, and that's where we usually saddle the horses. So I had to saddle up a horse. I had to saddle up the horse that was ground. I was walking around until it was time to go in. The horse sides look that way, and it's walking that way. The horse sides look that way, so its foot went out that way and tripped me up. Somehow I fell over, skinned my arm there, got up, continued walking. The horse oh, you're down. Anyway, continues on walking, got up, I was grand, went into the parade ring, led up, got the jockey on, said hi, brought the jockey and the horse out, let go. Came back in after the race and goes, oh, I'm bleeding. And the blood was going down here now. It was oh, sorry, trigger warning. I should say there's a trigger warning for that in case there's some blood. But but I just saw blood. I was after it's oh, can you take the horse from me? And they're like, yeah, what's wrong? I'm bleeding.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, we don't know stuff like that until it actually, until we look down and go, oh, did I just do that? How did I do that? I'm forever bruising myself and I've no idea how I do it.
Oh, I'm constantly coming bruised, but it's not because of me. It's because Granny sits in my lap, like the way she did earlier, especially in the car. Oh, and her knees, her as we call them, the hocks, their knee bone was digging in.
Yeah. I mean, my cat, she may look really sweet and really small. She is a little demon. I will say that. She is a tortoiseshell. So they're called naughty torties. And literally the other day, I was just laying there minding my own business, and she came up and she bit me on the arm. I was like, what's your problem? She was trying to get my attention. Oh, lovely. I
kind of disturbed her sleep.
Oh, no. It's cute.
She's not happy. I woke her up just for this spin.
It's worth it. You're lovely. Yeah. I mean, that was the other question I was going to ask. Have you been shunned by, by employers? I guess you have, haven't you?
I have, yeah. And you see, I also work.
She's like, no, I'm up here now. I'm going to lick you. Oh.
No, I got a hair full of her ear.
Uh-oh. She's like, that's what you get for waking me up, Mum. That's what that is. So,
so we think she's dyspraxic as well, if that's possible, because when she was a puppy, she used to keep falling over herself.
Yeah.
Most dogs have coordination by that age. She didn't.
Yeah, animals can be dyspraxic as well, yeah.
She's also a Houdini, so we have this type of collar for her. It's actually for a whippet or a lurcher or a greyhound.
Yeah.
Because she's a little Houdini and then frightens herself into hitting a wall or something when she realizes she's off the lead.
Oh dear. Oh, she's lovely. So cute.
Granny, who's that?
Hello. Hello. Oh, she's lovely. Just I hear someone, but I can't see. Where
there's a mirror behind my screen so she can see herself.
Oh, yeah, that's how I feel. Oh, she's lovely. Yeah, I mean, I've been in, I was in a job last year. I was a cleaner. I really enjoyed it because it gave me a bit of freedom. And pandemic hit, and they said they'll put me on furlough, and I was like, yeah, okay, that's fine. They said you're a really good worker. Okay, because cleaning is not an easy job. Although people think, oh, cleaning, pip's easy. It's not. No, there's a lot to it. Yeah, and they said they'll put me on furlough. They'll keep me for as long they can have me. And then one day, it was a Saturday morning, I just got a P45 through the post, and that was literally it. I spiraled out of control. Depression and anxiety kicked in massively, because I've always had depression and anxiety, but it's never been that much of an issue. It's definitely become worse. And then I was put on antidepressants, and it's not been great the last couple of years, especially with pandemic.
When I had my mental breakdown, I was put on the lightest depression and anxiety medications I could get on because I didn't really need them. It wasn't like I was constantly, it was more not a seasonal depression, but it was kind of like that. And I had Granny looking up, I had Granny through it. So during that time, I worked for Obedience. We're now part of the Kennel Club. You guys have it as well. Ireland's called Ireland's the Irish Kennel Club, and I think it's just the Kennel Club program in the UK. And I'm started doing agility work. Haven't fallen flat on my face yet in the field, but sure, look, there will come a day where I'll fall flat on my face and she'll land on top of me. Would be great. But I am aiming, if I could ever aim for something to do with her in the future, it'd be do the Crufts. Because I would love to enter into the Crufts, because I was watching it during night with her and she was watching it through the TV reacting. Oh my god, it was the cutest thing. Like, there's this Pomeranian, I think it was a Pomeranian doing agility, and all it did was go around, when it was going around doing the jumps or whatever, the hoops or whatever, it just kept yapping. It was great, and she was reacting to it. I'm like, oh my god, if I can get her to do everything, I'd be great. It'd be the greatest thing to ever do with her.
There's no such reason why you can't. She seems really well behaved when she's sitting on you. So, yeah. But obviously there are times that the camera's not on and she's being a little pickle. We'll leave it at that. I'm also doing this thing called the Good Citizens Award, which is different levels of obedience. So I have my puppy award where I have a bronze award now. I think I have my silver. I can't confirm. Like, I think I got it, but I don't want to say in case anything goes wrong, but you won't. I know it won't. But if I continue on this path and get my goals, which is a lot harder, I'll be able to have qualified her as my therapy dog. So now I'm teaching her deep pressure therapy, which will be across my legs, so she knows where legs. The command legs means she literally lies on any part of my leg, and I don't mind where, as long as the pressure. I'm teaching her under, so when I'm sitting and my knees are like that, like just sitting on the floor, whatever way, she'll go underneath my legs and give me relief, because a few years ago I was in a horse riding accident and I hurt my knee. So even though there's no tissue damage or anything left to it, I get a lot of pain in my knee, and my knee is out of place. I think the cartilage is gone around my knee, which I don't think is 100%, because I think it isn't, because when I'm walking sometimes I can feel it, like I can feel it rubbing, I can feel it popping. I think a lot of with dyspraxia, where we're just more susceptible to pain and stuff, as well as having that pain barrier. Because if I walk for too much, or if I am just doing too much, it will go. And same with the bottom of my back from clipping. Yeah, definitely.
Because clipping, you're on your feet all day, you're on different positions. You might as well do a yoga course before you start clipping, because you're going to be underneath the horse, you're going to be everywhere. So that's my bit of relief for her. And I've actually taught her the cutest thing ever. It's called pose. So she's behind me, she puts her arms up there.
So cute. It's so cute.
Yeah, and the only place I could practice my like obedience in person would be in like the likes of pet shop, like say, I don't know if you guys have Pet Mania or Maxi Zoo or any of them. Because they allow dogs in. Nowhere allows dogs in, and I can understand that. Like, I understand it's mostly for guide dogs for that reason. But it does be a bit frustrating when you're trying to teach your dog crowd control and management and stuff like that. You can't, because I can't bring her. I'm not going to go and bring her into a shop. Oh, I'm sorry, I need to bring her in because I have a disability. Because if they look up, we have actually certs. Ireland and UK and most places do actually hand in certs for this stuff.
Right.
It's not like I'm going to say shop in America with my dog and not ask for anything. The way they have set up is you don't ask for anything, but that's not what I want to do. I don't want to also go into a shop and disturb everyone by her barking, because she's a bit of a reactive dog as well. But I also love to have her in the shop. So say if I do have a panic attack and my mom's not there, or my friend or someone who knows me well can help me.
Yeah.
That's what she does for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a big thing if I could have her in the shops with me, wherever it was.
Yeah. It's very frustrating, isn't it? Because you're like, I have got a disability. Yeah, okay, you can't see it, but I have got it. You know, I'm not fibbing about it. I mean, when I was at school, this was years and years ago when I was in infants. I had a special needs teacher, and she was incredible. She literally helped me all the way through school. She followed me into secondary. She was amazing. And there was a time that I said to my headmaster, you know, I'm dyspraxic, and he went, there's no such thing, and he shoved me in a cupboard. And that was probably the most horrific thing that happened to me in infants, because I've recently had a counsellor, and I've never had a counsellor before. And we were talking about all these things, and she's like, God, you've been through a lot of crap. And it's only until you see it in black and white in front of you, you go, yeah, I have actually.
Yeah.
You know, because I think the worst for me was being dragged up to the top of the double-decker bus by my ponytail and being whipped across the back with a metal buckle. That was probably the worst time for me. But you know, I did get bullied really badly. I was never understood. But I will say, since doing Twitter, I definitely feel there's more people reaching out now.
Yeah, there is. Definitely is.
You know, more celebrities are coming out now. I mean, Billy had Toya Wilcox on not that long ago saying that she was dyspraxic, and people are like, I never knew, you know, and it's really good, and I think it needs to be acknowledged more. Yeah. I don't think it's acknowledged enough, because what got me into it was there was a TV program here in here, and it was called Hidden Disabilities, and it was an ITV program. And I watched it. Yes, and they talked about autism, and they talked about other things, but they never mentioned the word dyspraxia, not once. And I got really angry. I'm just like, just say it's dyspraxia, because that's what that one of the boys had. It was dyspraxia, and she kept on saying it was autism. Okay, it's part of neurodiversity. I understand autism. Dyspraxia is a type of autism, but it's almost like people are too scared to say it, and I just got riled. I came onto my camera and I just went at my camera. I was so angry. Yeah. And my mum said, post it, and I went, I'm not going to post it, I'm not that brave. And this is what I've been doing since. But it's really rewarding to sort of see people see what I'm doing, because this is what I want to do. This is my passion, always has been. It was just being heard, and I don't feel that I've had my voice. Because I mean, if you said to me I was doing this back in 2018, I would have said you're having a laugh. There's no way I would have done it. I would not have been brave enough to do it. But I think it's important to acknowledge to people that we are human beings. We are the same as everybody else. We're just wired differently. You know, and we're special. That's what my mum has always called me. You're not different, you're special. And you know,
if anyone was to ask my mum how proud she was of me, she wouldn't make things between it. From going from I decided to put up my story about 2 years ago, and it was after I had joined in a different group that was kind of half connected to us, but obviously with Billy we have branched away. In a different group. I'm not going to mention it because probably people know it and they're not going to disrespect him, but I just felt I tried to set up a group of Zoom on a free night for Irish Dyspraxics, and was not heard until Billy came along and helped me get this off the ground. I don't do Zooms regularly. I don't always do it. I for some reason for the past 3 Fridays I've actually put it up, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm actually pricing myself, because if you told me this last year that you're only doing Zooms fortnightly or weekly, I wouldn't have believed you, because I just didn't have the people coming. I had literally 2 people. I met Sophie through this. Well, through my nanny. My nanny is in a parent support group and Sophie was in it. So then she goes to me, put up your story. So I put up my story last year or the year before. We didn't have a Dyspraxia Awareness Week last year. I think that's why. Which was very annoying. And so I put up my story, explain where I got to, how many what the jobs I've done. Like, I was in Shoalhaven in the yard for a month before I came to the job I'm working now. In that month, I was I wasn't treated well. I only got paid, say, €100. No, I got paid €1,000 for a month's work, which was not livable, because I'm making twice that amount a month now, nearly, or weekly, I should say. Or I'm making enough. Like, I'm making nearly 1,000 a week, which is great. Which means I can spoil my dog, put money back into it.
Oh, dog, yeah, absolutely.
I don't like. When I first started my pages, I used my own money to boost posts. I sometimes do it still on somebody's. Billy, don't kill me. I just found that I wanted to give back, so I gave back in the way of boosting my posts, get more likes. Now, I usually I don't have a lot of people coming to my Zooms anyway, which I don't mind, because we're a close, tight-knit group. I think I have mostly 6 or 7, which I don't think I'd be able for any more numbers than that, because of how we get on. And I actually don't do most of the talking in there. We have a wonderful woman in my group, in my little Zoom, who does most of the talking, and it's brilliant. She just keeps us entertained for an hour or whatever it is. I have my own Zoom. At one point I had my own Zoom package, but I just felt it wasn't enough, because I was hosting Zooms with families like everyone was. I think that's why most people have bought the Zoom packages.
Yeah.
But because it wasn't enough Zooms, it wasn't worth it. So I got the one, like, obviously the free package. But because of that, I've met some wonderful people, and after meeting a couple new people, one's from Galway, 2 from Cork, Dublin, Bray, which is part of Dublin / Wicklow. I've had one from up the north. I've actually had someone come from Australia at one point.
Wow.
She had migrated from Ireland. She was lovely. She was working an office job and was struggling that week, and she just wanted a bit home. So we did all the Irishy things we could think of on Zoom. It was brilliant. That was my little escape from reality after a hard day's work, was just to sit down and rant with something, lads. And we do, like, sometimes I'll try and get someone on. I've had Billy on in the past. I'm always looking for new people to come on, so I might actually get you to come on some evening. It's usually Friday evening. Obviously I'll be asking in advance. Seeing what they want to ask and stuff, because it wasn't, if, like, again, I said, if it wasn't for Billy, I wouldn't have had this group. I wouldn't have met amazing people like you, Sophie.
Oh, bless you. Thank you.
Yeah, no.
Likewise. I mean, Billy is amazing. I haven't got a bad word to say about that guy.
No.
He is.
And we're not just saying it to bribe him because he has to edit this. We're saying this as, like,
I know.
In general.
I know. We've got to put in a nice word. No. He is lovely. I mean, I first got onto Twitter, and he was the first person I literally asked. and he's like, you can accomplish anything. And I was like,
I'm like, I do look on Twitter and like, or I get text up Billy, oh, this lad's asking, and then I actually go into his messages and see Billy initiative first. I'm like, as a person, how does one person do that? That's like, I couldn't do that. I would not be able to talk myself into to look at people online or texting people online.
No.
So usually what I get is during the week, Billy might text me on WhatsApp or whatever. Oh, look, that there's this chap who wants to join in. Can you send him a link? I'm like, yeah, no problem. Sometimes I'll send Billy links. If anyone asks, I don't have to go through them. He just has to give him a link to say it's from Alison.
Yeah.
That's
I was sending new messages backwards and forwards. I'm like, can't wait. And you're like, oh, come on, go away. Stop sending me messages. I mean, have you ever talked to anybody from Kent before? Or am I the furthest away from you, so to speak?
I don't know, because if we're talking about as well, so we had lads in work from up near Edinburgh and stuff, so I can't really say. I think we had someone from Stoke-on-Trent. I actually don't even know where these are on the map, but I know the places. I've had family from Bristol live in Bristol most of their life. They are Irish, and they had migrated over when they were younger, and they're actually back. They're now living in Roscommon. They were living there most of their life. They had literally married, I think, over here, and they went over to England and was working. But yeah. I know Bristol very well. I know Bath. They're from Bath. I know away from, say, is it Fishguard? You guys have Fishguard, or do we have Fishguard?
I have no idea, to be honest.
It's one of the ports. I think it's your port. I think it's Fishguard to. I know it's Wales. I know it's a port in Wales. I think it's Fishguard. I could be wrong. Anyway, I only know two ports, and one's Holyhead, and one's obviously Holyhead's up north, and then this one's outside. But yeah, so I kind of know my way around, especially when it comes to centre parks, because I love centre parks, especially Longleat Park.
I've never been. I've been to Butlins. I've been to Butlins. That's as far as I've gone. I mean, I'm not, where we are here in Kent, there's not a lot around, if I'm honest. It's a bit dull around here, really.
So go to centre parks, but you get to see a lot of squirrels. You get to see some deer. Sometimes the deer come up to your doors.
Oh.
I was actually going to go for my 21st. We were booking it for my 20. No, we were going to book it for my 20th. Me and my friend. But we just decided to cancel because of COVID. Because we're going back into a certain lockdown at the moment, where like we have everything open and all, but say clubs are going to close, instead of staying open all night, that they usually do. They're open from say 5 o'clock in the evening until 12 o'clock, because that's when our lockdown starts with them.
Right.
But eventually we're going to go into a full lockdown, and at the moment, especially with the pricing of diesel and stuff, we're starting to have strikes going on with traffic and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, how has pandemic affected you? Has it affected you as a person or a positive?
I've actually worked through the pandemic, because I haven't known not to be at home, because we didn't have racing for 3 months, which was grand, but we still have to come in. The horses still have to be fed. The horses still need to be worked. They have to be mucked out and all. So I haven't actually experienced a pandemic. I took time off when I had 2 weeks off, because I had a lot of holidays, and I was like, oh my god, this is great. I'm actually experiencing a lockdown. I'm so excited. And yet my siblings are in the kitchen and are in their bedrooms on Zoom, and Mom's like, what are you talking about? Because I hadn't experienced a lockdown. To be fair, I have not gone to a pub or a nightclub since 2019, which is the most frustrating thing as a 21-year-old.
Yeah.
Am I 21? Yeah, I'm 21.
Yeah, you're like,
I actually have. Yeah, I am. I haven't experienced going out to a pub or a nightclub since probably January of last year, which is also, it's annoying. Well, so my friend group wouldn't go to a pub like everyone else, so it's also nice. So when I do go, if I ever go on a night out, hopefully soon.
Yes, that would be great. That'd be brilliant.
It'd be nice to experience a pub, because I do have a few drinks at home. I do see all my friends. We have a few drinks over Zooms or whatever. But I'm actually going. I'm hoping if I actually allow myself, because the anxiety keeps coming up back and forth about. Our main jockey for the yard usually pays for a Chinese or Indian or Asian food every year, and then we go to a pub for a few drinks after. So I'm actually trying to convince myself that I want to go and I'm going to have a great time, because none of my friends are going to work, so I find it a bit hard trying to have conversations.
I can understand that. I can understand that. Yeah, I mean, pandemic for me has sort of been my saviour. Is that the right word? Obviously, I've started this. That wouldn't have been if pandemic hadn't hit. Obviously, decorating my room as well. That wouldn't have happened if pandemic didn't hit. Got other bits and pieces. I've spent way too much money on Amazon. Way too much. But I bought myself
used to be like that.
Bed and bought myself a new duvet and just so much stuff. And I don't think I would have done it if pandemic didn't hit. I think it's given me a bit of, I don't know what the word is really, not relief, but it's made me spread my wings a bit more. Yeah. Because I've always been shy-ish. If you talk to my friend, she'd say she's not bloody shy.
I'm like that. My friends, I know exactly how you feel. But also, if I were sending, I could send them the world's ugliest photo of myself and a screenshot from my birthday. Every year, they'll find the ugliest one they have and put it up on Facebook. And that's me to the world. I'm like, oh my god! Like, there's actually a picture somewhere of me in the scooter, which I'm actually going to show you now in a sec. Trying to go down the stairs. I think there's a picture of me somewhere trying to go down the stairs on this little scooter. And I kneel. This is actually hilarious. And Billy was laughing at me earlier.
Oh wow!
That's what I'm sitting on.
Oh,
that's
wow!
Door.
Yeah,
so for anyone listening, it's a little kid's moped for like 3-year-olds or younger to sit on and use their balance of their legs. I'm sitting on this backwards, so I'm going back and forth through this whole thing. I'm sorry if people have like OCD and want me to sit still. I can't sit still. I have a pillow that I haven't put a cover on yet, cushioning my bum. It's like, yeah. I've fallen off it twice so far in this, and I'm hoping people have not subtly noticed, because I wasn't being subtle about it.
In other words, your bum's going very numb, and are we done yet?
No.
No.
It's definitely not that.
I'm currently sat on an office chair, and the other week I was, like I said, I was doing all this. For anybody listening, I'm rocking backwards and forwards, and the back just fell off, just literally collapsed the back. So this has turned into a stool. So I'm not the most comfortable at the moment, but yeah, it's.
To be fair, I've been in weirder positions with like seats and stuff. I've been on. Some people have given me like a slitter, not even an inch of a seat to sit down on with them. So I'm basically using all my force, which I haven't figured out how to fall over yet. Connie, stop, please. We're nearly done, I promise.
She's like, Mom.
She's sighing in the background. I'm getting, because I'm not either paying attention to her.
No, they don't like that. They don't like that.
Her dinner time's coming up and I haven't prepared it yet. She doesn't eat. My dog is so spoiled. She doesn't eat a normal diet. She has a raw food diet. So I have to prepare the meat for her.
Lucky. Very, very lucky.
What are you doing?
Oh, she wants a cuddle.
Oh, bless you.
Oh, bless you. Oh, I will say, anybody listening, that was the dog, not me.
Yes, I'm going to let her out, but I have the sassiest little collie Labrador mix. So in the house she's a Labrador and the collie she's outside. But she has a bit of a like me personality, and she just wants attention of all people, but she just wants attention at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm not out now. No, but like I've actually spent more money on the dog than I have myself during this pandemic. I bought her a bed for my room. I have a bowl of water. I bought a bowl for her water for my room. To be fair, it's not a lot of money, but preparing the food, it's like about a tenner every 2 weeks.
Imagine. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
I actually don't know how I have them cut myself, because I have to cut veggies. I cut up peppers, lettuce, cucumber. I'll put in a bit of porridge oats and a bit of oil for a coat, and eggs to do egg, and then I get the fattiest mince possible. I've tried cow heart, liver, kidney, and I've tried turkey mince. She's very picky about her mince, which is one frustrating thing, is because that's the most expensive part.
Of course.
And then I have to try and chop it up and not cut myself, which has not been it's not been successful yet.
No, now you've said it, you know what's going to happen now, don't you?
Lucky enough, I got my mum to prepare the meat while I'm on the Zoom.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. With me, it's potato peeling. I cannot hold a potato peeler without slicing my fingers. I am a nightmare. I'm just like, why? Why?
I did home ec for my junior Leaving Cert, and one thing in my Leaving Cert is you had to prepare food for a certain topic that might have been up. So mine was for a child's birthday party. So I went to the simplest thing ever. I made brownies, and all I had to do was make use sandwich cutters and make like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And I also had a dairy / vegan friendly / gluten free one as well, because you never know what kids use it. That was grand. Thought I could go out slip the cutters. My examiner on the day was like, nope, you can make the inline, you can make the outline with it, but you must cut it yourself. I'm like, oh no. Oh no. So I have a nice little mark where I cut the top of my finger off.
Yeah, I'm not trusted with anything sharp.
No. And the funniest thing was, it wasn't actually cutting the sandwiches, it was cutting up onion for like a coleslaw. Like mixed, I was making I think I was making coleslaw or something first. I was making some fresh onions. So even though they look the same, there's like little not even a centimeter, a millimeter cut off the top of the finger. If you look at the two fingers,
ouch.
You wouldn't know it's like up close and like, unless I point like, hey you see it, like there's a light, but obviously kind of this light, but there's like a light bit of the finger.
Yeah.
Where I've cut the top of it off, and they're trying to send me to A&E. I was like, I'm fine, just wrap it up.
Yeah, just wrap it up. Come on.
Like, I know myself as an expertise in falling over and injuring yourself. I know when I need to go to A&E or not.
Yeah, this is the thing. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just
like, if you want to be careful, send me to the GP or someone.
Yeah, I mean, I have to wear a thimble. I have to wear a thimble on my middle finger when I'm peeling potatoes, but I will always, and I don't know why, I know that that's the finger I'm going to hit, but I'll just hit the finger afterwards. I'm just like, what is going on? You know, I had the perfect potato peeler, and then my mum went, that's not sharp enough. What happens? I can't do it anymore, and it's really frustrating because I'm just not trusted with anything like that.
I don't know about you, but one of the aids I use for my laptop is the wrist rest. This bad boy, if anyone's listening, it's one of those wrists. It's for elevating your wrist when you're typing all day at the computer in the office. Has gone through my Leaving Cert with me. This thing is about 4 or 5 years old. It has not broken. I went to Galway with me my first job, thinking I'd do a bit of office management, which I thought I was doing, and that's what I thought I was getting signed on for. Wasn't, but I brought it anyway. It's been back home with me, and I use it if I'm typing away at sometimes I do my emails and stuff off my iPad, so I'll be like, I can have it sitting away. I actually am using it now, so it's sitting propped up, so then I'll just use it like that and type away.
Yeah, I haven't got one of those, so maybe I need
or
to get.
Also, if you ever have siblings or people you don't quite want in your life at that moment in time, it's a great thrower. And it's a bit bent as well, so a perfect aim for a dyspraxic person. You hit them every time.
I need to get one just for that. But
yeah, and what you do is you bend it enough so that when you like try to hold straight, it just flops in the middle, and that's that's the best angle you can do for hitting someone.
Stop asking me what dyspraxia is.
Or I've had people who given out to me about my Doctor Who section. As you can see, I have Jodie Whittaker and David Tennant up there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great pointer too. Oh my god, it's great. Anyway, yeah. So if people annoy me, I do try to set them as well. But it does be a great pointer out, or if I'm ever doing a Zoom or something, I'm like, oh yeah, it's just over here. So here's pictures of me when I'm like, oh yeah, this is me when I was racing whenever such time, and here's all my pictures of Grania down here. And whatever else. I have one random picture, I think, of a horse in me there. I don't know why. And then at one point
over the camera, can you? You're just like, oh, where is it?
No, I'm trying to work out because I don't have this right in front of me, which I should actually be doing at angle. So when I'm looking at the camera is actually like right there. And I'm looking at the home button that's right over here. So I'm not actually looking at the camera, which is actually funny because I'm looking at myself kind of at you, and I'm like, why am I looking that way? That tells you how prepared I was for the Zoom. Like, and I'm like,
that's fine.
And then I'm joining in. Like, I also have to be on time or early. I don't like being even a minute late. Not because I'm like dying to go to work or dying to join in, which I was actually dying to join in tonight. But I have to be early. It just helps me be early, and now I'm not prepared, and I'm like, there's no winning.
Yeah, I know how you feel. I mean, tomorrow I'm doing a Dyspraxic talk in my local cinema, which is going to be really weird. Again, I was asked by my counsellor, like, you've just, you're like a flower now. Can you talk for me? What do you mean talk for you? Well, there's going to be about 200 plus people. What? Just imagine them naked. No, I don't want to imagine them naked.
You can't say that to people at this day and age.
No, and it's the first time I've done it as well. I'm like, hang on a minute. I'm 33. You're asking me to do a live talk. What is going to... So I'm panicking about that. Something awful as well. But I'm just like, nah, it'll be fine.
I think this is my first proper talk to someone about this, because as a 21-year-old, I'm actually the youngest person in any of my Zooms, and no one believes that because apparently I'm mature for my age, which is not true. I am not mature for my age. Like, everyone thinks I'm mature for my age because of how professional I act. I'm like, no, that's just an act I put on. Like, I don't think there's anyone else in the country who does Zooms as a 21-year-old who is freaking out about life.
Yeah, well, do you know what? I always get told, you're so bubbly, you're so funny, and you're so confident, and people don't understand what's going on inside.
It's more a forced act on the outside because internally we're screaming.
Yeah. I mean, on the inside, I was happy myself, but I'm all bubbly now. It's fine. It's always the before bit. And I've had too much time to think, and I don't know if you're anything like me, but if you think too much, then the negative thoughts start to seek in, and you're like,
yeah, I try to avoid that because if I get too into the negative thoughts, I could sometimes I end up hitting the wall because it's my frustrating trying to get out, and I don't want to hit any more walls because due to also the hypermobility, I don't really have knuckles. I do that. So if you do that, you can see you can see those are prominent, but I don't have.
Wow, mine are quite prominent. I don't know if you see that.
Like you can't see them. If I do that, you can just about, but I don't have knuckles.
Wow. That's why you use the wrist rest.
Yes. That's my secret. You can't tell anyone. Also, I can turn my foot also or 180 as well. I can turn my feet inside backwards, and I can do the crab. So if I have pain in my back, I'll do the crab because of how flexible with the dyspraxia. I cracks my back, and it's so much relief.
I used to be able to do that, and then I ate too many pies, and now I can't do it anymore. I'm just like, no.
I'm lucky that I'm in a job where I can eat my feelings away and not to put on too many pounds.
Yeah.
Even though I think I do about 16,000 steps a day roughly. And then when I go racing, it's about 30,000.
Wow, that's a good way to exercise, isn't it? I need to do more exercise. I'm not doing enough.
And then everyone's asking me, like, why don't you join the groups? Like, no way. Mike has a group. Like, I'm like, I don't need it.
Yes, but I joined Mike. Yeah.
Like Mike. To be fair, poor Mike has been trying to. Has been trying to get me to join his group since the start. Like I support him and all, but I just can't join in because I've told him this, and if you probably ask him, he probably will tell you that I will happily, if I was ever in a Zoom, I'll be happily sitting in the background with my alcohol and sitting there not doing it, because that's the way I will be.
Yeah.
So there's no point in me joining them. Like, I do support him and I wish him all the luck. And to be fair, me and him had so much great fun that I actually made him learn the Doctor Who theme song on his piano just for me.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, Mike is lovely. I think I joined up probably about 3-4 weeks ago or something like that, and he really does exercise you. I was like, okay, Mike, are we done? No, one more. What's going on?
Like, even Billy used to host a kind of group for my sister, or I think it was Billy, might have been the old group anyway, that we used to have a few people that I actually miss talking to now. There was Sarah, there is Richie, not Richie, Guy, his name is Guy. I don't know why I'm thinking Richie. I'm thinking of the actor Guy Ritchie or someone. There was a few others. Mike was there, and then obviously me, Mike, branched away, and Billy became basically the roof, and we're the support beams because of him. Like, we have been supporting each other. The amount of work Billy has done himself is mad. I can't believe it. I actually cannot believe the amount of work he did in such a short time.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know how many people has, but oh my god, like, he's grown a lot. We started off the same number, and he's after taking off, and he has what.
That's why I think pandemic has helped
maybe more.
Wow. Yeah, pandemic
has helped. Oh my god, it's definitely helped us. Who else was there? Then there's me, who used to have one of you say me, Sophie, and someone else, and now we're gone from 3 to, I say the most we've had in a night is about 10, which is mad.
Wow. Yeah.
Which, like, compared to, say, his group, which is probably his lowest, probably 8 or 9, compared to, I don't know, I actually don't know what numbers he has. I really should ask him. So if I ever have an interview like this, I can try and brag about his group, I would know. But if you had lads in my group like, oh, I don't see in Mike's group, or I don't hear you about Billy, like, that's just because of how busy I am, and it's easier to keep numbers low for me.
Yeah.
Also, I do forget until someone reminds me on a Friday that I'm supposed to be doing a Zoom. Like, I just remember a link now. I have to get links ready for tomorrow. I forgot I hosted a Zoom tomorrow for Dyspraxia Awareness Week, and yet I was more organised to join tonight. And remember, I actually thought Billy didn't send the link. I actually forgot. I didn't know if he sent it or not, or I have to delete it. It's like, Billy, can I have a link again? I was like, I haven't sent it yet. I'm like, oh my god, I thought it was me.
Oh, bless you. Well, on that note, I will let you go then. I will let you go, let you get things sorted out. Thank you so much for joining me today. Absolutely lovely to meet you. Hopefully, now you've got another friend in me. Because I think it's difficult to meet many dyspraxics, to be honest. A lot of people don't really talk out, and no, I think that's kind of sad.
And when they do, more important news comes out ahead of them, and they're just left in the dust. Can I see, please?
She's like, nope.
No. Oh yeah, I'm trying really hard not to curse. I've already cursed twice in this. Please don't make me curse again, because I actually don't know if cursing's about, and I don't want to give Mike more work.
It's fine. It's fine. That's fine.
I don't want to give anyone more work, but like Billy, more work to try and bleep out the words.
It's been fine, absolutely fine.
We Irish tend to curse, and I don't know if actually anyone understood this interview with my accent.
I've been trying not to swoon, if I'm honest, because I love the Irish accent. I'm just like, Yeah, it's just something about the Irish. It's like when you pronounce your T's.
This is gonna okay. Just for you, I'm gonna sound very stereotypical and say top of the morning to you.
Oh, that's me gone. That is me gone. For anybody that's listening, I am going bright red right now because that. That's so nice. That is so nice. Look at me. I'm turning into a tomato.
And I'm going right from embarrassing to me saying top of the morning to you in like the most Irishy accent I can get. And don't ask me to speak Irish because I can only ask to go to the bathroom in Irish and that's it.
Oh.
Or curse. I kind of know a curse, but I'm not gonna. I can say it because you won't understand it, but like it's great.
Yeah, but it's the way you pronounce your T's as well.
Port Mahone.
Yeah, I know.
You want to know what that means?
No, I don't.
It's easy. You can say to someone and they will never understand because they're not Irish. It just means kiss my bum.
Oh, I'm going to say that to my mum and dad.
Oh, and a good another saying is means on the pig's back when you make it. I can't even say now. When you make it. Yeah.
When you make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What does that mean? What have I just said?
It just means on the pig's back. It's another saying, just like, oh, you like I'm on the way. I'm on the pig's back.
Oh, okay. I'll remember that. Well, I won't because I've got short-term memory loss. I won't remember it all.
I'm gonna end my time here and say Slán Abhaile, which means goodbye.
Oh, bless you. Yeah, goodbye, Alison. Thank you so much again, and I hope we'll speak again. And off she goes. For anybody listening, she fell off. She fell off the pink, the pink scooter. Well, that is definitely gonna stay in. Are you all right?
I'm dying with the laughter. It's better if I don't come back on the camera.
Oh, bless you. No, it's been lovely. It's been lovely meeting you. I'm just talking to the top of your head now.
It wasn't a hard landing anyway.
Maybe you need to put something soft on the floor.
I had the pillow. I landed on the pillow.
And it still hurt. It still hurt. Oh dear.
More some ego than anything else there.
That's a great way of ending it, isn't it? Fantastic. Thank you very much, Alison, and I will speak to you again soon.